drawing a sun when we're talking about bones? Will the ultraviolet rays from the sun hit the skin?
Today we will join Barbara O'Neill to focus on ways to strengthen bones, an important factor for health and the body's mobility. Bones are not only the foundation that supports the body, but also assist with all daily activities, from posture to flexibility. Understanding how to care for your bones is essential, especially as we age. Under Barbara O'Neill's guidance, you will explore the necessary nutrients and appropriate lifestyle habits to enhance bone health and reduce the risk of diseases like osteoporosis. Stay tuned to discover practical, research-backed strategies that will help you maintain a long-lasting, active, and healthy life.
So why am I drawing a sun when we're talking about bones? Will the ultraviolet rays from the sun hit the skin? And when they hit the skin, they convert a form of cholesterol to vitamin D. What's converted to vitamin D? Cholesterol. It's a very important lipid in the human body, is cholesterol. Dr. Malcolm Kendrick said, for the first time, normal levels of a normal vital body substance is being called a disease. What's that? Cholesterol. So the ultraviolet rays from the sun hit the skin and convert a form of cholesterol just under the skin to vitamin D. And vitamin D is essential in the assimilation of calcium and the utilization of calcium in the body. Vitamin D is also being hailed today as the anti-cancer vitamin. In fact, the research is showing that it can stop cancer in its tracks and even convert the cell back to a healthy cell. That's quite remarkable. So your bones need for you to be having vitamin D. But I've got some other shocking news for you. And you might say, Barbara, you've already shocked us enough. Bones aren't made of calcium. Well, what are bones made of? They're made of 12 minerals and 64 trace. What are the 12 minerals? Calcium, chromium, boron, iron, magnesium, manganese, silica, sulfur, selenium, potassium, phosphorus, and iron, and we've done iron, zinc. That's what bones are made of, and 64 trace. So what do bones need, students? Definitely not calcium supplements. That's another deception. And in the book, The Calcium Lie by Dr. Robert Thompson, he talks about the calcium lie, talks about the fat lie, talks about the cholesterol lie. Whew. And when we read the Bible and realize that that great dragon, that old deceiver, the devil and Satan, which has deceived the whole world. So, it's not rocket science really, is it? What do our bones need? That. So if you've got calcium supplements, the best thing you can do with them is put them in the bin. Do you call it a bin? In America, they call it a trash can. I just want to be really clear here.
Trash.
Rubbish. Rubbish, yeah. In fact, in the book, The Calcium Lie, Dr. Robert Thompson, he actually says that calcium supplements can deplete even more calcium out of your bones. The pharmaceutical companies, they make all these drugs, then they've got another section. Guess what's in another section? Vitamins and minerals. And there's not a big stockpile of vegetables out in the backyard that they're making them from. They're in a form that your body can't access.
The lack of bioavailability is a noteworthy issue, as the body can only utilize nutrients when they are in an easily absorbable form. Many supplements today are made from synthetic compounds or forms that do not resemble natural nutrients, making it difficult for the body to recognize and absorb them effectively. For example, calcium carbonate, a common form found in supplements, is often not as well absorbed by the body as calcium from whole foods like leafy greens or dairy products. This can lead to a depletion of calcium in the bones, causing serious health issues. A diet rich in whole foods provides a balance of nutrients, allowing them to work together for maximum effectiveness. For instance, vitamin K2, typically found in fermented foods or animal products, works in conjunction with vitamin D to ensure that calcium is deposited into the bones rather than accumulating in the arteries. Therefore, instead of relying solely on supplements, maintaining a balanced diet is the best way to provide essential nutrients to the body. Consult with a healthcare professional to determine the most suitable supplementation method for your specific needs.
Calcium hardens cement, it does not harden bones. But what it can do is harden your tissues. It can build up on your arteries, it can actually contribute to calcium deposits in your kidneys, in your gall bladder, even build up on the eyes. So where do we get that from? Dr. Robert Thompson states that the clearest indicator of a creator God is seawater, because it's the exact same mineral balance and proportion as is found in the body. You think about it. We cry seawater, we sweat seawater, we urinate out seawater. Every cell in the body is bathed in seawater. That's why a salt-free diet is quite crazy, actually. So I've got some more good news. You don't have to drink seawater. Do you know it says in the sailor's manual that if they're shipwrecked and they sip little bits of water every day, it'll keep them alive for a long time. But if they don't drink any water for 3 days and get very dehydrated and drink a whole glass full of seawater, that can throw an imbalance and they can go quite mad. So we don't need to drink seawater. All we need to do is get the whole salt, Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, that has all of those minerals in it. Dr. Robert Thompson states that if you take a little crystal of salt in your mouth, give it a little chomp, drink your glass of water, you do that with every glass of water. That's 8 times a day. And what's a baked potato without salt? I'm asking you. Huh? And what's avocado and tomato on rye bread or spelt bread without salt? Our palate tells us we need salt. And in Matthew chapter 5 verse 13, the Bible says, "Ye are the salt of the earth. If the salt hath lost its savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and trodden under foot of men." If the salt hath lost its savour, how does salt lose its savour? I'd like to suggest that the table salt has lost its savour because it's only 2 minerals. So throw your calcium supplements out, and the money that you usually use to buy calcium supplements, buy the Celtic salt. There's another place you'll find these minerals, and that is dark green leafy vegetables. Dark green leafy vegetables are phenomenally high in these minerals. That's all you need to. That's what bones need.
Maintaining a balanced, nutrient-rich diet is a key factor in supporting overall health. In addition to consuming natural salts and dark leafy greens, you should incorporate mineral and vitamin-rich foods such as nuts, legumes, and beans. These foods provide essential nutrients that enhance overall well-being. At the same time, drinking enough water daily is indispensable, as water supports all bodily functions. Regular exercise, especially weight-bearing activities, not only improves bone health, but also offers numerous additional benefits for the body. Limiting the consumption of processed foods and sugar is equally important, as these can cause inflammation and increase the risk of health issues. Additionally, pay attention to minerals such as magnesium and vitamin D, 2 essential factors in protecting bone health. Magnesium is abundant in almonds, spinach, and black beans, while vitamin D can be obtained through sunlight or food sources like fatty fish and fortified dairy products. A healthy lifestyle that combines a balanced diet, regular exercise, and scientific habits is the key to building sustainable health.
And there is One food that's phenomenally high in calcium, and it's in with the other minerals, so it's in a good form, and that is sesame seed. And a great way to use sesame seed is as tahini. My kids used to love tahini and honey on toast. And also we make dressings, tahini, lemon juice, crushed garlic, salt, something like that. Tomorrow when the brain's had a sleep, I can probably give you the recipe. But hummus and baba ganoush, a lot of Lebanese dishes use tahini. Also, chickpeas are also a good source. So these are foods that will help boost calcium. And dried figs. Dried figs are quite high. But what most people do, unfortunately, they take things that leach the calcium. So what are the leaches? What leaches calcium out of the body is high acid foods. So that's a high carbohydrate diet, high carb, high wheat, refined sugar, and caffeine. All your caffeine drinks, coffee, tea, Coke, all of those are calcium leaches.
In addition to sesame seeds and dried figs, there are many other calcium-rich foods you can easily incorporate into your daily diet. Leafy greens such as kale, spinach, and collard greens are excellent plant-based sources of calcium. Dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are familiar options that provide a significant amount of calcium. For those who are lactose intolerant or prefer plant-based products, fortified plant milks such as almond, soy, and oat milk are ideal alternatives. Additionally, nuts like almonds, chia seeds, and flax seeds also contribute to your calcium intake. Notably, fish with edible bones, such as sardines and canned salmon, are easily absorbed sources of calcium that offer numerous benefits for bone health. With this variety, you can easily choose suitable foods to ensure your body gets the necessary amount of calcium.
Milk, good question. Here's a glass of milk. And this glass of milk is high in calcium, but it's also high in animal protein. And animal protein is very dirty burning fuel. Only 58% is burnt as fuel. Do you know what that leaves? A 42% waste. And that's a high acid waste. It's a sulfur waste. And so what the body uses is it uses the most alkaline mineral, which is calcium, to negate the sulfur residue. Do you know how much calcium is left for the human body after a person drinks a glass of milk? None. Cows can access that calcium because they've got 5 stomachs. We've only got 1. And the countries in this world that are the highest dairy consumers have the highest incidence of osteoporosis. Where does the elephant get his calcium from for his huge bones? Where does the orangutan? The creatures in this planet with the biggest bones are vegetarians. They get it from grass. I've got some good news. You don't have to eat grass. You can eat broccoli and bok choy and all your dark green leafies. You don't lose your minerals when you cook them. You only lose the minerals when you cook if you throw the water away. I like to use waterless cooking. Put on a very low heat, get a heavy bottom pan, put a lid on, and it'll just cook gently in its own juice without any water. You've got to keep it on a low heat. It'll take a little while. You can also do things in crock pots because that's a very low heat. You just got to take a bit more time to do it. So cow's milk is not going to give you calcium.
Cow's milk is not necessarily the optimal source of calcium as many believe. While milk and dairy products are often considered essential for bone health, research has shown that countries with high dairy consumption actually have higher rates of osteoporosis. Instead of relying on cow's milk, you can opt for plant-based calcium sources such as broccoli, bok choy, kale, or fortified plant milks. These foods are not only rich in calcium, but also provide other essential nutrients without the concerns associated with animal proteins. When preparing vegetables, prioritize methods such as steaming or waterless cooking to preserve their mineral content. Additionally, slow cooking in a crock pot is an excellent way to retain nutrients while ensuring delicious flavor and natural texture.
So the biggest bone and muscle strengtheners is rebounding. Rebounding is the little trampoline. You see, strength comes by exercise, and strength comes by defying gravity. Defying gravity is the most powerful form of strength building exercise. I have a book by Albert Carter. It's called Rebounding, something about rebounding. And he was a trampolinist. He was a champion trampolinist. And he married and had 2 little children. And he used to do a trampoline show. He'd go around and his little 4-year-old girl and his, little 8-year-old boy, they used to trampoline with him. And he noticed that if he held his daughter's feet, she could do 1-arm push-ups. And his little boy at school, he would do 1,000 push-ups. No kid couldn't come near him. And he thought, why are my kids so strong? It was the rebounding, the constant trampolining. You see, every time you jump, you're putting a little stressor on your body, and every time you put a stressor on your body, it keeps adapting and adjusting, adapting and adjusting. So he was intrigued as to why it was so powerful, and he came to NASA. And NASA, I think I mentioned the other day, NASA found that when their athletes came back from outer space, they'd lost so much muscle and bone strength because there's no gravity. And the only exercise they found that prepared them for no gravity and also it resumed their strength much quicker than any other was the rebounding. They also found that rebounding increased their G-force, which has increased their body's ability to withstand going into outer space. But Albert Carter, he wanted to know more. And this is what he found, that rebounding pulls together 3 laws or 3 teachers. One is defying gravity. So you look at children. As soon as they are able, I was watching my little 6-week-old grandson, and he's constantly pulling his head up. And then you put them on the floor. What are they doing? Pushing up, and then they push up to the point where they can crawl. And then what do they want to do next? They want to walk. And then when they're in their cot, what are they doing? Jumping. And if you've got a rebounder in your house and children visit, where do you think they're going to go straight away? The rebounder. I had a trampoline outside, and whenever I had kids in my home, they'd come up, can we please go on the trampoline? Why do I say I had one? Well, we had a big storm one day, and when I came back from being away, it was down on the road, all crumpled up, the storm had blown my trampoline away. But I got a little rebounder in the house, and the children like that. So defying gravity, that's the only way to strengthen the body and the bones, is to defy gravity. The other law that comes together with rebounding is acceleration. And the third law or teacher is deceleration. I don't know whether I should put 2 C's in there or 1. 1, I just heard. Okay, sorry. I know there are a few teachers here, I've got to get it right. When you are jumping on the trampoline, the rebounder, when you're going up in the air, you're accelerating. And just as you get to the peak, deceleration. And then when you're going down, acceleration. And then when you hit the mat, deceleration. So the 3 laws come together. And he also has a quote in his book from is it Einstein? Einstein, one of the great masters, who says the body doesn't know the difference between defying gravity, acceleration and deceleration. It sees it all as the same. So there's these constant little shocks that are strengthening the body. This is the only exercise that affects every single cell in the body. It strengthens every muscle. It strengthens the bones in the body. Nothing else does it.
Albert Carter's research has shown that rebounding, a workout on a small trampoline, can activate the body's natural systems, helping to maintain strength regardless of age or fitness level. The rhythmic movements involved in rebounding not only strengthen muscles and bones, but also stimulate the production of endorphins, reducing stress and improving focus. NASA has also confirmed the remarkable effectiveness of rebounding in restoring muscle and bone strength for astronauts after extended periods in zero-gravity environments. Beyond its physical benefits, this exercise is fun and accessible to everyone, making it a great option as a primary workout or a complement to a daily fitness routine.
Now, while I'm talking about rebounding, I have to talk about something else, and it's your body's vacuum cleaner. Did you know that your body's vacuum cleaner is your lymphatic system? And your lymphatic system has a network of capillaries all the way through it that are like little canals. And these little canals have gates. Now, your circulatory system is what carries the blood. And it has a pump, and that's your heart. And it pumps the blood through the arterial system way down to the extremities. Well, how does it get back? Do you ever wonder that? You've got a second pump, and forgive the illustration, but here's your second pump, your calf. Your calf muscles are your second heart. It's your calf muscles that pump the blood back up to the rest of your body. Now, there is a problem that some women and some men get called varicose veins. Do you know the best cure for varicose veins is rebounding? Because when you're rebounding, that majorly stimulates your second heart, which is your calf muscle. And what happens with varicose veins is the blood's tending to sit and pool in the venous system. You see, your arteries come away from the heart, the venous system is coming back to the heart. Even just the health bounce, just even going like that is strengthening or moving your second heart, your calf muscles. Around your capillary system, your blood network, there are muscles. And as the heart pumps, it causes muscular contractions all through your arterial, do you like that one? Arterial, must be getting late. Arterial system. But your lymphatic system, it has a network of capillaries too. But it doesn't have a muscular system around it, and it does not have a pump. So how does it get activated? Movement. But there is one exercise that stimulates the lymphatic system in a more powerful way than any other exercise, and that is the rebounding. And this is what happens when you're rebounding. When you're jumping, when you accelerate up to the point of getting deceleration on the tip of your bounce, every single gate in the whole of the lymphatic system is open. And when you hit the mat, every single gate closes. And then when you go up again, every gate opens. And when you hit the mat again, every gate closes.
Does it affect the joints or legs?
Does it affect the joints? There is no jarring on the joints because you've got to bounce. Whereas if you run, your joints jar, but not on the rebounding because you get this cushioning. When people don't exercise and they hardly move, can you see that their lymphatic system isn't stimulated? So what's happening in the tissues? The waste is building up. Do you remember the story I told you about Bobby, who had his lymph node in his thigh removed and his legs were huge, and I got him rebounding every hour, just a minute every hour, just to get that lymphatic system. You see, when anyone that's got swelling in their body, it's lymphatic fluid. And the rebounding is often called a lymphosizer because it has such a powerful effect on the lymphatic system. So once you Google and investigate the wonders of the rebounding exercises, now the rebounder that we have is one of the best. It's called a knee duck. It's important to get a good quality one so you get a good bounce, because cheaper ones are very hard. But the ones that are a little bit more expensive, they're just much better quality, and they basically spring you up in the air. They've got such a good spring on them. The good news is you only have to do 3 minutes 3 times a day. How good's that?
In addition to the outstanding benefits rebounding offers for the lymphatic and circulatory systems, this exercise also enhances mental well-being. The gentle sensation of bouncing, combined with the release of endorphins, the happiness hormone, helps reduce stress, improve mood, and boost focus. For those struggling to establish a regular exercise routine, rebounding is an easy way to start without placing undue physical or mental strain. Moreover, this exercise is highly regarded by experts for its ability to strengthen the immune system. When the lymphatic system functions efficiently, the body can eliminate toxins more quickly, supporting the immune system and protecting against illnesses. In today's modern world filled with stress and toxins, stimulating the lymphatic system through movements like rebounding is a smart and sustainable choice. But it doesn't stop there. Rebounding is suitable for all ages, from children to seniors. For children, it's a fun activity that promotes physical development and motor skills. For seniors, it's a low-impact exercise that doesn't stress the joints, improves balance, and reduces the risk of falls. Starting with just a few minutes a day, you'll notice significant changes, not only in your body, but also in your spirit. A simple exercise with profound benefits, rebounding, is truly a gift to yourself. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploring bone health. Remember, incorporating science-backed strategies into your daily routine will help you strengthen your bones and live a healthier, more active life. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future valuable insights on optimizing your health. See you in the next videos, and always remember to care for and prioritize your bone health. It's the foundation for a vibrant and energetic life. Wishing you abundant health.